When you gonna miss them there. When gonna miss them there. Tune for tune. Yeah, I see him. When you gonna miss them there. Slow virgin.
Lord of the max, time I could have clashed anyway. gon' do anything to spite me. Really not worried you can bite me. Dancing on my throne, please try me. Really don't care if you don't like me. You gon' do anything to spite me. Really not worried you can bite me. Dancing on my throne, please try me. Really don't care if you
What's up, everybody? Checking, can you hear me all good? We're live. Thanks for waiting. Check, check, check. Woohoo, amazing. Happy to see you all. Happy FEMME House DJ class day. We'll just make today that. Hello, children. I love it. Awesome. Well, I am Mary Droppinz here. I think I see a lot of familiar names in the chat, so I know some of y'all. And I'm going to be teaching DJ 101 today with FEMME House, and it's here at Killed with Kindness Studios that I'll be doing it. So shout out to Killed with Kindness for the amazing production here. It looks like we might be in a Chicago like high rise here at the hotel at the W or something. Like, I'm down. But yeah, so for today, I'm just gonna go through some basic DJing 101, answer any questions that I can for y'all at the end. And as we go, I'll open it up to questions too, but feel free to all the homies that are in here that already DJ to answer any questions like right off in the chat, because a lot of these answers like are pretty, basic to things. Like, don't feel like it's any stupid question you could ask. So just ask whatever and chime in if you know the answer in the chat. And for like the rundown for today, I'm just gonna go through just a few basic things at the beginning, and then we'll go into technical stuff here on the decks. And I'm going to show you how I prepare things on my laptop and use the record box software. And today I'm on the Pioneer CDJs, and I'm on the 2000s. And then for the mixer, it's the 900 Nexus 2 that I will be on today. So I'm stoked to share with y'all everything that we have going. But I would first like to ask where are y'all tuning in from? And LA, NYC, Brooklyn, Seattle, Minneapolis, Raleigh, Atlanta. Whoa! Lit, let's go. I love it. I love it. These are all the best cities too. Shout out to Nashville, played there recently. That was so fun. I even got to play a little bass there. So I'm like, I didn't know Nashville got down like that, but I am here for it. in Nashville. But yes, so let's jump in. I'm already a little late. You know me. I'm always running a little late. But let's dive in. So I also want to ask everyone, like, where are you at with DJing? Are you currently DJing? Are you just starting? Have you been practicing at home? Are you playing out? Complete newbie, beginner? Okay, amazing. Total noob. Yes, I'm so glad we got complete. Yes, this is the chat for the noobs. Let's go. The noobs have my heart. Sweet, awesome. Okay. All right, so let me just let's like try to break this down like super easy to start. So, all right, when I first wanted to start learning to DJ, you know, obviously I was looking up a bunch of music, creating playlists on Spotify or at the time iTunes, and I think I even was illegally downloading on LimeWire, stuff like that, but I do not promote that anymore. I always buy my tracks. And so yeah, I kind of like, first it was just like I had the mentality of like, I've got my playlists, like I have all my favorite tracks together. I had them on SoundCloud too. And you know, I have this collection, I have this vibe going, and that's kind of where I was at. I started going out to shows, and I actually got to see a couple of really dope local DJs at the time, and I saw a woman playing, and so I was like, holy crap, like I could do this too. So she gave me the like the fire got ignited inside of me because of that. And so whatever fire really has like lit into you, like go in on that, you know what I mean? Like having kind of like your mentality with like where you want to go with DJing is like, I think kind of just the crux of like that keeps you together as you go on this journey. And one part of the journey that I just promised to accept and like try not to be impatient about was I'm giving this 10 years. Like I'm giving it 10 years of my time and dedication and understanding that, you know, I'm grassroots. I don't have connections in the music industry. I'm literally from Nebraska. Like I don't know anybody in this scene. And so I'm going to give myself a long time to really work at this and not expect anything. And so go Big Red. I see that in the chat. Nebraska fam, shout out, let's go. And so I just, you know, I was like, I'm not going to get impatient with this, because I often see a lot of DJs when they're first starting, they're like, they want their bookings. They're like, how can I get out there? How can I do this? And unfortunately, this isn't a type of like career approach that you could be like, I'm going to be a doctor, you know, and then you just go to school and then like you get to have the job as being a doctor. You know, like there is still that like low percent that, you know, the stars align and you find your way through. So I think just like first off, setting that in your mind is super helpful for your journey. And so you know, figure out your why. Like, why do you like to DJ? I love to make people dance. Like ever since I was little, it's just like, I love to dance. I like to move like this, spread good energy, get our bodies moving. Like it makes me feel good. So when I wanted to learn to DJ, it was truly to get everybody to dance. And like, so, you know, that's like pretty simple, like high level, like I want people to dance, like duh, like when, what else would you want as a DJ? But you might have other intentions and you might have other paths and thoughts and energy, something that's really authentic to you. And so just, you know, do a little reflection, do a little meditation on like, what do you see yourself as a DJ? Envision yourself on the stage playing. What is that feeling? What is that moment? And what are you doing for everyone out there, you know? And just like live like that like keep that in your mind and like never stop till you have that. And then once you have it, I guarantee you're going to keep going. So I think that, yeah, having just like a a moment of self realization for your DJing is a great way to start. So then once you've gotten there, we're gonna go in and be like, all right, we need to start learning about the gear and figuring out how I can get my music out and sounding good for everyone, because I care about everybody's ears too on the dance floor. I don't wanna over blast things out in their face and hurt people's ears. And I don't wanna ruin equipment at all, or like for these venues. I wanna be respectful about this. So learning this stuff is important, and it really does come with just time, because it kind of becomes muscle memory. Like you have your little routine on the decks that you go check, you're doing, you know exactly what you're gonna do when you're manipulating with this. And like, so, you know, it takes a lot of miles. And I mean, I had been DJing 7 years before, 7 or 8 years before I went on tour with Sophie Tucker last year. And when I went on tour with Sophie and Tucker, we literally played 3 times, 4 times a week. Like I was playing so much, and I felt like then in that moment, even I was like, I am really like understanding this in a way. It's crazy. Like there's so much you can still learn as you go, which is super fun about being a DJ. And regardless if you want to, like, if you don't want to do this as a career and you just want to do this for a hobby at home, it's such a fun experience, because like the journey, it never ends. You can keep learning stuff, and that's what's cool. Like I don't think that there's someone who's fully mastered, in my opinion, everything. And so well, that's what's cool about music, is you can just keep learning and growing. So let's dive into where you would go if you have all your music downloaded. Like, okay, so actually, wait, do you guys like go look for music already? Do you have your certain platforms that you like to like dig on and add playlists to? Okay, I see Beatport, SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud for sick edits for sure. Bandcamp, my absolute favorite. And I love Bandcamp because it's like very, you know, you can go deep when you're digging in Bandcamp. I feel like I'm at like a record store in there, and I'm really able to dig for gems that guarantee no one's gonna be able to Shazam. So that's what I love about Bandcamp. Spotify, record pools. Yeah, record pools. And one thing that's great is also to, you know, if you're on social media and stuff, if you go reach out to your community and you're like, hey y'all, I'm playing a techno set, or I'm looking for some vibey like pool party music, any of my producer homies got any tracks, then like people can start sending you their music, and that's always fun to play stuff that not everybody has, and it's a good way to share friends' music too. So I definitely encourage you to reach out and like, you know, hit the community up. I don't know, because I use my dad's computer. So yeah, so obviously there are a few different platforms that you can put all of your music into once you've collected it and done your digging. I mean, Rekordbox, I use that because it is the most compatible with on the CDJs, which are the club standard. And I've just been using Rekordbox the entire time. I mean, I did use Tractor for a long time. I was using it, which is similar in some ways to Serato. It's the Native Instruments version, but I didn't want to have to bring my laptop out to the club when I started actually getting big bookings. So I fully moved into Rekordbox, and that's where I prepare all my music so that it can work on my USB and don't have any issues, and I can set my cue points on there and everything. So, okay, let me take a look at the comments. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. Well, let's go to the computer here. You know, here's a little like inside of the playlist. Like, I downloaded so much new music for Chicago when I was there. And yeah, like this is kind of where everything is over here on this left-hand side in Record Box. You know, this is the platform here. And so I usually, you know, I'm in export mode, which is where like I'll drop all the tracks in, like say for example, I have like a new track to add. That this is like where all my downloads are. Say like I have one to add right here. I just drop it in, you know, literally drop it in here. It's already loaded. So that's like, you know, you just drag and drop into the playlist and like you go to it and you can go create new playlist, FEMME house DJ, boom. And then yeah, drop your track in like I just showed you. And then I can go through my old playlist and be like, oh yeah, let's make sure I'm playing Potato Fish. We're playing Potato Fish here today. And you know, drop it into that playlist right here. So really right when you get started, you can go right in and just create playlist, start to put a name here. So you got it. But that is like just the basic for getting a playlist started. But there's a couple settings that I like to set in Record Box first. So I'll go up to the top and go to the preferences. And on here, it's like, this is the audio section. So wherever I'm connected to, like if I have headphones that I'm listening to, because I'm just on my laptop going through tracks, I'll make sure that it is connected to that audio source. And then I'm gonna go over to the view section. You know, I can pick how big I want my text, how small. And then you can choose the color wave. And the color wave is like the song wave up here. You can see that mine is like reds and blues and a bunch of colors. I do that because I like to be able to tell when a part of the track is like gonna have a lot of like bass in it. So it's gonna be like a big chunky like red color. And then when it's like kind of more vocals and light and a breakdown, the color is gonna change to a little lighter color here. So I do the RGB. You know, if you have the blue, you can see above here, it's just all one. Like I'm a color person, like I like to see that. So for me, I would choose RGB. Let me check at the comments real quick. When you build your playlist for sets of records, do you pre-plan track by track or do you just have a huge moment? Okay, perfect, got that one. Okay, yeah, I'll explain all of that when I get in. Can you adjust the chat? Oh yeah, perfect, okay. Let me get a sip. Where do you actually download the music from? Okay, before I drag and drop into Record Box, I'm downloading my music from, like, for example, Bandcamp. You know, I'll download from here or Beatport. Let's see. I think I have all my passwords saved on my Firefox. Let's see. Okay, actually it's on Firefox, but anyways, I will download just from these websites. Like you can download from Beatport. Here we go, there we go. I don't remember every password, come on. And you know, I'll have like, say I wanted to get this track. Actually, I am gonna buy this track. Let's go. We love Om Nom, that's the homie, and he released on the other homie, John Summit's label. So I'm gonna show you guys us buying this track right now. Losing control. A coupon expired. I didn't even add one, but okay, cool. Check out. Let's see. Why is that not loading? Interesting. Platform bug. That coupon expired. I wasn't trying to use one. Anybody got a coupon for Beatport? Okay, well, real quick, while this is getting sorted, because apparently Beatport's having an issue. You know, troubleshooting, it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game here. And reloading and doing things like that, you know, plug it in, pull it out, check this, check that. It's all part of the game here. Just hide that. Hiding my info. Okay, Beatport always says, what's the most cost-friendly way to build a music library? I would say, like, you know, share music with friends if you need help. Like, okay, so that just downloaded. All right, sweet. So it's downloaded. You saw that? You saw that? Okay, so where am I going to go? Check downloads folder in my Finder. All right, it's right here. So what I like to do, because saving music is really important to me and it should be to you as well, is I'll create a folder like new downloads, whatever, or August downloads. I'm going to drag it into here. And now I'm going to add it to my hard drive in the music section, because that's where I have it saved. New download. Okay, sweet. So then from here, from the new hard drive, this is where I would go create new playlists, you know, but we already did this new one. So I'm going to delete. Okay, so now that I'm here, I'm going to drag my new download. Losing control. Here we go, boys. I'm going to drag that in there, and I take it from my hard drive, because like I said, I saved it in my Extreme SSD hard drive. I take it from my hard drive because in the preferences here, I have the, okay, right here in the advanced section, I have the locating folders set to my SSD card. So all of this music that is inside of my record box is being pulled from my hard drive. And that, you know, that's a good thing, because then I always have my music saved. And it's also good to like sign into Rekordbox, have all that saved as well. But having it in your SSD card, you can have your music saved and backed up, and then it pulls from this so that it's just all pulling from there instead of saving on your computer, like taking up space, all this. So I just keep it on my hard drive. My hard drive I'd suggest is the SanDisk SSD, if you can look at me in the corner here. That is the best one because it's super durable. I've actually been able to DJ off of it too. Like if for example, one of your USBs don't work, this hard drive does on the CDJs. So it's the SanDisk SSD, 1 terabyte. And yeah, it's a great thing to save all your music on too. So I have everything on there. In my record box here, it is connected from that. I found the location, SSD, boom. Now I'm gonna go back to the view in the preferences. like I said earlier, I wanted the color waves to be RGB because I like to have all the different colors so I can really like understand what my track is going to build into, because I can't remember every single track that I'm playing, especially with the amount of rate that I'm downloading new music. Like, I love music. I love downloading new music. I am like ADHD, like I need new stuff all the time. So to remember every single track is hard. So having this RGB mode is super helpful for me just to get a gauge of like what's going to happen with this track. And then I'll do the key display. You could do classic, which will then show the keys as like F minor, F sharp minor, like right here in this corner. You know, it'll be like in the classic key form, or you can do alphanumeric if you're not classically trained and super familiar. It's important to try to, you know, make it a point to want to understand, you know, like the keys and like major, minor chord progressions, like, you know, all of that. It's great. Like, you're in music, you know, why wouldn't you want to learn that? So like, you know, I definitely encourage you to go take a music theory class at some point in your time, but you absolutely don't need it to get started with DJing. And it is something that is fun. Like, as you get going, you're gonna perk up and be like, I need to figure out more cool ways to DJ and like mix my playlist together. And then you can be like, oh, I'm gonna mix this track with a, you know, B minor track because that is the relative minor to that, and like those are gonna sound good, and I'm in key, you know, like let's go. So like you're gonna enjoy that at some point. But you know, if you're starting out and if you don't have music theory, select alphanumeric for now. And I'll show you over here. See, now it's a 1A track or a 6A track. So with the alphanumeric stuff, you can really like, I'll show you. Mixed in key. I haven't been on here in a minute because I've got it down now. But anyways, you could have mixed in key, or you could just look up the like wheel. Like, you could check that one out. Sorry. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you could look on here. You could be like, yeah, 1A track would go great with a 2A track. You know, you can look into all of that and get there with mixing and like setting up your tracks. But that's kind of like what I'm having you set up here with the key. So we'll keep it alphanumeric right now just because everybody knows that 1, 2, 3. So 1 is going to go great with a 2 or another 1. And there's definitely more details on that you can explore and as you get deeper in this. But yeah, so we've got this all set up now. So losing control, loaded, pulled in the genre tech house, 134 BPM, 6A. Let's go. All right, now it's up here. Press play, see if you can hear this. You can bounce around the track like up here.
I think I'm losing control.
I just set a cue point, as you can see right here. So this is now, once you've got the track analyzed, it's all in. This is where you gotta have some fun here. Or it can become a daunting task. You know, it's kind of, you gotta find a perspective with it. But this is where now you can set certain cue points. And normally when I'm setting some cue points, you know, I'll be like, all right, I'll set it on like a cool drop. Like if it's taking for a long time to build and I need to drop it or something like that, or I'll set it to like a breakdown here, or I'll set it to like the outro or something. Let's see. So then anytime I'm playing and we're like ready to send it, and then you go right to the outro and you can start mixing in that area because you know there's no vocals and stuff. So that's like how you can like generally set a cue point. Also good times too is like when a bass line's coming in, so you know, or when a vocal's coming in. You know, I'll leave that up to you for like what works for your mixing style. But yeah, that is the first part with the cue points. And then, so we're all good. We've set those. And then now, like when I'm building a playlist, you know, like if you want to add a bunch of new tracks, Bunsen Burner, I don't know, I think it's a funny name. You know, I'll just drop things in and like you can adjust where they're at. So I could be like, all right, I'll put all my tech house tracks kind of at the top of this playlist. I'm gonna get into like a juke moment in the middle, and then we're gonna go for some acid booty bangers towards the peak, because yeah, this is at 144. We're going off. But what's great is these two look like these would go great together because you see 1A and 1A. So you're like, all right, yeah, these might mix well. But you want to check, so you go over to the performance mode here in this area. So you're like, all right, performance. Let's check it. Put them each in their spots, and then let's press play. Like I'll turn this off. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, okay, sweet. So you can see that I have two decks here pretty much. And this is like a spot that I can do kind of like a test mix. Obviously, you know, it's not someone you can adjust on the jog wheel or adjust, you know, BPMs here on the software. So I'll just literally change the BPM to what this one is here. Or you could press the beat sync on here because you're like, I'm just trying this on the computer, like, and you see if this works. So I just pressed low here to take the bass out so it doesn't come in too hot. Just kind of turn down a little bit of the highs because like, I don't want to blast it when I'm mixing, but let's see how this goes. Pressing play. Sweet. So I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Like, I'm probably going to mix these at the club for sure. Like cause you know, buying CDJs are not super affordable. I mean, I didn't get my first pair of CDJs till I had been DJing for 6.5 years. So it's tough. That's why a lot of people go to Serato or to Tractor to do that. But it is absolutely worth it when you're making a career out of this. Like, I'm so glad I have CDJs at home. They're like literally my babies. And, you know, so getting there, but this is a good place to do practice on. And then if you can practice on your controller or practice on some friends' decks or go to like a guitar center and play on something there, then at least you know like some certain combinations that you can test out on it and like get ready for playing your first show, you know? So that's why I love this performance mode here up here. But for like setting, I saw someone asking about setting a cue point. You know, you can set a cue point in this mode as well. Like, hey, perfect. So it's here now. You know, and then you can go back to the export mode. Look, still here. Perfect. So yeah, you could set a cue point in expert or performance. So it doesn't really matter, but it's going to save. And you're going to like that you have that cue point. I guarantee it. Okay, so moving on. All right, now that we've got our playlist all good to go, say, you know, I mean, I'll just show you, for example, like what a playlist for, I have a 2.5 hour set. I think it was, I played, 2.5 hours. I put 113 tracks in this playlist. Did I have time to cue everything? No, but I'm kind of at a point where I could cue on the fly if I need to, or I know exactly like what I need to do to beat jump and get to certain spots that I want to. So I was a little lazy on this one, I'll tell you, but most of the time I like to have everything nice and cued on everything. But, you know, once it becomes muscle memory, you know, you kind of get like, you know, all jockey with it or whatever. So, but, I mean, I suggest setting some cue points when you're first starting out, just because you may not be familiar with how like certain song structures are. So you'll want to just let yourself know like where like the main drop is, or where like the outro is a good time to mix, or a good time to mix in, or when a vocal is hitting. Like, it's stuff just to get you familiar as well with the song structure, until it's just like, you know, you just listen. That's all you do is listen to music and DJing. So it's like second nature. But I think setting the cue points are super helpful with understanding the strong song structure, and then having support on the decks when you want to hit the cue button. So yeah, that is why I think cues are good. And then, you know, say that I have everything all set in here. I have things where I want to be. I mean, sometimes I'll put tracks together that are like, I'll group them up by genre and whatnot. I mean, you can see here, like, okay, here's a little house section. Here's the techno section, and you can like really, you know, understand that, especially if you like to mix outside of like one genre, like I do, like, and then, you know, I'll go through, these are all new tracks that I just got, so I didn't get to go through and genreify every single one, but I mean, I like to stay up on that and kind of like identify, you know, putting a little tag on each track so that you're able to start building like this organization here and being able to find certain tracks in your playlist that maybe you don't have, but you're like thinking of, and you're like, what's the name again? And you're like, okay, but I know it's under techno, and I know it's at this BPM range, like certain little things that you can add here. And in the tag section, you could also just be like, you know, add like a note on here. And oh yeah, that's it. You have to do that in export mode if you want to adjust anything over here. Why? Hello? Things are not working. There we go. Yeah, you can edit in the title now here. it wouldn't engage when I was doing it. But anyways, so let's see what Dopey, can you show us how you mix a song with a completely different BPM genre, if there's any tips or tricks for that? Yes, I will show you that when I get onto the decks. So yes, now that I have my playlist, I've kind of showed y'all like what I've got going on here, how you can get stuff going in here, adding different cue points and things like that. So then once my playlist is dialed, I would export it, and I would export it to my USB that would pull up if I plug my USB in here, or I would export it to this SSD card if I plan to play with this, because I don't have my USB for some reason, which would never happen. I'm gonna always have my USB and multiples with me. But you just go to the export section and select the USB that you have plugged in, and then it'll send everything over. And in terms of like USBs that I recommend, I highly recommend SanDisk. So let's go over to the decks. I'll actually replug my USB in. Let's see, yeah, this is my SanDisk. Like, yeah, it's not cute, but like this holds everything together and it's never failed me. I haven't had any issues with that. So I just plugged in. As you can see, it's the light stopped flashing. It's all in. That means it's engaged. It's ready to go. And then you can go over to browse. And this is where like everything comes up, all the information. But the fact that the browse knew this is because I have USB engaged. Because like, look over here, if I press USB, it says no, because there is no USB in this one. So you're gonna wanna press link. And then now it's gonna pull the information that's linked from this USB and this CDJ. How many gigabytes for it? I mean, you could do 64, you could do 125. 64 is probably good. You don't need to like blast out your USB. Just get another one. Yeah, exactly. A reliable USB is very cute. So awesome. We're linked over here. I'm pulling in the information from my USB over there. So I would just start scrolling with this button, this dial here, and I'm gonna go to playlist. And then, yep, here's my Chicago one that I was showing y'all. And then here's all the tracks. Sweet. What do we choose? There's so many. So much good music. Okay, so, this is me looking through it, but then I'm over here, okay. There's way too many tracks to decide. Why do I have to decide that right now? Why don't I just check in and make sure the decks are all dialed so that once I pick this amazing track over here, I'm not held back because of any mishaps. So I'm gonna just check over around. Personally, I like my jog wheel setting to like a little bit over 50, just because when I'm adjusting, like I kind of like a little bit of pressure that I can put on it. But if I'm gonna backspin, I'm gonna change the jog wheel to light, so then I can really go. You know what I mean? But for right now, for mixing, I'm gonna keep it on heavy. So I'm gonna go like that. And then we've got that set. I'm gonna keep this on vinyl mode, because there's a CDJ mode, there's a vinyl mode. I like it on vinyl mode personally because I will, like for example, I like, I'll let the track play and I'll wanna go back and like control it and like, I want to have availability to move around the track, like as if I'm on vinyl. And so that's why I keep it on vinyl mode. And yeah, so I'm going to keep it on vinyl mode, and then I'm going to go on and make sure that the quantize button's on here, because I know that when I'm mixing, I'm going to use a loop at some point, which this area is where you set up all the looping. And when I lock in a loop, I want it to quantize on the beat so that if the loop is set when I'm over here with another track playing out, that it's not going to get off the grid and like potentially, you know, I'm going to need to readjust things and like make it sound better. So I keep quantize on. There are certain instances when you can have it off, but I have just been happier and found with quantize on in this day in my life. So that's kind of like one settings. And then, so I'm all dialed here. I have a track selected. And then this one is, you know, I'm going to start the track with, like, this is only up because of the record box, which I can turn that down because I'm not on record box. But the CDJs, I only have 2 of them. So they're going to be these channels, you know, and sometimes you can ask people when you pull up on the decks, hey, what channels are deck 1 and 2 on? Like, sometimes they're different, whatever. Sometimes they're this one, but I know that they're this because like I'm here and I'm set up, but you can also know because press play and look right here. You can tell that the sound's coming out. So at least you didn't do that, pressed play, and it was like already up, and then you're like, oh no, this is awkward. So, you know, you can see which deck it's gonna be playing. When you press play, you're like, okay, yeah, we're good. All right, sick. All right, then, you know, I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna press the master cue because I'm gonna use this section right here to mix. So I'm gonna have the master cue engaged, and then I'm gonna have over here this cue on because I'm gonna load up a track that is gonna mix into this one when it's up. You know what I mean? So, because we're already starting with this, and then we're gonna add this one in later. And so I wanna make sure that this is engaged so I can listen to the cue in my headphones. You know what I mean? Yep. Okay, cool. So I just put my headphones on, and now I'm gonna listen to it in the cue. And I'm gonna do that because like right here, these are both off, so I can't hear anything because this is off, so I'm gonna turn it up. I can hear it in my headphones now. Maybe you can hear it on my mic. Now that's just turned it off. There's no sound coming out. This is volume. Yeah, this is where I plugged in my headphones. This hole right here, this is like the headphone heaven. You know, like this is like controlling everything that's going in your headphones. And then I'm gonna adjust this, turn this up so I can hear it in my headphone. And it's only turned right here to the cue because I only want to hear the cue, period. But if I want to hear this track that's out, I would adjust this, the mixing, so then I can hear both the cue, this one, and the track that's playing out for everybody. And that's what helps you mix, is right here. Okay, so I would just be using this to try to be able to understand, okay, does everything sound good, or are these connected? Are we good to go? So how I would do that, let's, we'll put this track up. I'm gonna turn it, I'm gonna let it play right now, and I'm gonna turn it down. Yeah, we'll just turn it down so I can talk. Okay. Perfect, yeah. Okay, so this track's going, everything's in. This trim that I turned down here is not something that you want to be adjusting all the time. You want to keep it pretty balanced because it's just like what's gonna, like if things are clipping, like if it's red on this sound right here, you don't want that. So let me put the trim where it should be, and see, it's not under red. So you're good then, like, but just pay attention to this if you find any tracks that are quieter, you know, quieter than other tracks that you have that are super beefy. So you might want to adjust that if you can't get enough level from here out compared to the track on this side. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, but you'll get it, you'll get it.
If you're listening, whoa. Sing it back and
This is on. Okay, I just made a really quick loop so I could talk. But okay, so this right here, you can tell what I'm doing is I'm messing with the filter. You can tell there's a difference in sound going. When you turn it right, you're cutting out all of the high end, so it's gonna cut out like the bass, the fatty stuff, the dank stuff. But then if you turn it out and you cut out the lows to the left, then you're gonna cut out like vocals and the high sounding stuff, which is really cool to like bring a track in. Okay, who knows what I just did here? I just cut the bass, I took out the low end, I took out the big part of the drums. And now I'm gonna adjust where the vocals are here in the middle, and I'm gonna adjust the hi-hats here and all the high sounds with this. So this is the high, the mid, and the low. I literally took out the vocals of the best part, just so you could see that's how it feels when you're cutting out the mid. It really takes all that vocal out. So typically I like to keep the mids up all the time when I'm mixing, because that's like some part of it, you know? So here we go. I'm gonna mess with the filters here on the left side so you can kind of see the difference. Adjusting the jog wheel over here. getting lit. Okay, so I just did a little quick mix for y'all. And I'm gonna run through everything that just happened there because I know it was like a lot of moving around, but everything was with intention, you know, to make sure that here the levels were good, you know, things weren't overpassing the one that was already in, just because, you know, I want to make sure the sound is blending nicely so that it's not like bam, bam, bam when you're mixing and everyone's like, whoa, 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 and stuff. But like, I'm paying attention to the sound levels here, you know. You can see right here, look at these. This one's now the dominant track. I mean, this is the dominant track. This one sounds louder naturally. Whoever mastered this one boosted this one more. And then Schroed's master on this one was it, but oh, there's a few moments. Maybe it's just that part of the track, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, looking at the different levels here is important. So pay attention to that. Making adjustments can cut things out. And being aware of that, you know, with your ear, but visually it's helpful too when you're first starting out. And then, so once I'm figuring that out, I'm adjusting things. Like I'm not gonna have two basses in at the same time because those are the loudest parts of the song. And so it would just sound really crazy and loud. Yeah, confirmed, that is too loud. So I would have this one down if this one's up. And when I want to, you know, switch it out, I would be doing that. And that would be like doing a drop, making a switch, you know, or, and then right before I'm about to drop it, maybe adding some effects to the one that's already up and then dropping it, you know, and like there's an effect on it. So it even adds more tension to your mix. So that is like, you know, some of the basis and the things that you can think about when you're mixing. And then I'm looking at the comments. Where do you like to put your cue points at? Yes, I like to have cue points at, you know, certain, like, let's see for this one, because you could set cue points here on the decks as well. Let's see where we'd want to set this. Maybe right when the vocals come in. Oh wait, the vocals already came in, so at the drop, I would think. Oops, I pressed the wrong thing. If you can hold the search button down and go through the track faster. So you're like, shit, I gotta mix around this area. Like, you know, here I am. Okay, cool. So let's see, I would set it probably here. Oops. Here, we'll set it here. So say it's right here. I'm gonna press, so you could just do some fun effects. And then I'm gonna go to the drop. That would be a great cue point. So thank you for having me add a cue. But yeah, that would be a good spot to put it like where the drop is so that you can get there faster, because it looks like there's another breakdown here, because you can also tell by the colors. See, this isn't as fat as right here. That's why I do that RGB mode, so I can pay attention. And then, you know, that's where would be a great spot to drop it. Okay, cool. And then adjusting the tempo, how do you like to do that on CDJs? It's way different from the DJ. Yeah, I mean, adjusting the tempo is right over here on the master is engaged, and I'm adjusting going faster when I go down, slower when I go down this way. See, it's kind of funny. But no, so if you move this towards you and you're going up, plus, 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 it's gonna go fast. And if you have it right on the 0, it's gonna be balanced. It's gonna be exactly the BPM that it is. And you can go down this way. Sweet, so, yep, exactly, it goes faster. So, yeah, pulling it down closer to you makes it go faster. Okay, sweet. So I was adjusting the BPM when I wanted to mix this, got that all dialed, and then we did all the adjustments on the EQ so things sounded nice and blended. And I added a little fun effect just to help build with the drop. Like that's the whole fun of DJing, I think, is like playing with effects. Like I don't personally like playing on the zone. I mean, there are some effects on the zone, but like it's not like the creative capability that you have with this. It's fun. It feels like I'm producing the track. Amazing, amazing. So all of that was, I did a little reverb for you. I did the flanger. I did a little echo. I did a little dub echo. I put a little crush on it. That's kind of like my effects that I like to mess with, but you'll be able to explore that and like learn which ones you like. But you know, obviously using filter and reverb is a classic in the DJ space. So you heard me there. I hit the reverb right before the drop and you felt that tension building, and then boom, when it dropped, it was even more exciting. So that's what's cool about that. But and then for when I'm beat matching, I do beat match by ear. I have been my entire career and even before. I think it's fun to beat match by ear. Like the second that it is frustrating when you're first getting started to learning that, which I've gone in other courses a little deeper about how you can like train yourself to beat match and like training your ear and everything. So, you know, those are on later courses and stuff, but like, I mean, I think it's super fulfilling. If you need to sync while you're getting started, or if you want to sync, there's no shame here. There's no sync shaming. I'm not about that life. So, you know, feel free to do that if that works for you. But for me, I really enjoyed the beat matching process. And then I also play a lot of breaks and broken beat drums that are all hitting at different times. So to have a little more capability to adjust it is nice for me and the type of music that I play. So I just personally don't find it helpful when it syncs when I'm playing breaks the way that things are like kind of off. So yeah, I would say practice beat matching, and you know, it takes some time, but like I guess one way that you can do it is like, you know, hiding a track over here. Like if you don't have vinyl available to you at this time, like hide this BPM, like cover it up, and then just like try to do your adjustments here, like by ear until you are just about to throw it, but then maybe it'll hit. But you know, straight up like easy way is like going this way, turning the jog wheel here to the left. That is left, 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 this move. Yep, you see that? That is slowing, or no, that is slowing it. That is speeding up the track. Sorry, I was confused for a second in my head. But yes, this is turning it this way is going to speed up the track so that you can make it a little faster to catch up with this one. And then going this way to the right is how you can slow down the track to slow it down if this one's going fast. So we'll just do like a really quick one, and then I'm going to open the floor for questions. Okay. I'll just play this out and loud for you so you guys can hear how it sounds when I'm adjusting. See, look at. Run it back, always. One more time. Just kidding. But so yeah, you can see like, you know, these little adjustments that you're making is matching it up with this. So it's really important about getting the movement down over here too, with like you got your bobbin going and then you know exactly when to hit it. You're on the 4 count, you know, you're like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's hold it, and then you engage play. 1, 2, 3. Press play. You know, get in the move, get in the mood, get in the groove. You know what I mean? Like, you don't trust the DJs that aren't dancing. You know, that is one thing I'll say. But like, yeah, get them bounce going, feel the beat, and make sure that you hit it right on that beat, that first beat right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, figure it out, get in your groove. So, yeah. That is like kind of, you know, once you get that first launch off, the beat matching is 100% easier. The first launch is super important. Get it right on there, get it going, and then adjusting this is so much easier. But if you kind of get this off the beat, you're going to be in a rabbit hole trying to figure it out, and it's not going to go well. So launch it right off, good, and then say, for example, you know, things are moving a little fast for you and you're like, okay, you know, they're like, things are chugging over here. So, and you haven't mixed too often. So, you know, you want to set a cue here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then, so now when you're beat matching, you're only having to deal with this instead of the track moving super fast. And then you're like, I don't even know if I could get it. So. See? Off. I'll make it go off. Sometimes it's just always getting off, so you reset it. Okay, cool. So, yes, you could, I mean, even if you do set up like a little loop right here, set a loop here, and you have the BPMs right, like get it off the grid and then adjust it more. Like you can, it kind of can help you get into, you know, being comfortable and finding the which way to turn it and what you hear with your ear, and you're like, oh, it sounds like this beat is trying to drag along with the other one, like they need to be friends and hold hands. So you know, you figure out which way. Okay, I'm gonna need to slow this down, or no, I'm gonna need to speed this guy up. We gotta speed this up, you know. So like that's losing the loop is kind of nice. So you know, press in here, that'll engage the loop. Here, exit is pulling out of it. In, you know, it's pressing play, it's in, 4. And then right here, you can make it a big loop. You can make it a small loop, and you can go. Boop. Sorry. And so, you know, just like that's, you can figure out what size loop you want. And it doesn't have to be set at the start, you know, you can go like later in the track and set a loop right here.
If you're listening,
See, and now I'm like, this could be my intro to like EDC main stage. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Get us to the EDC main stage. We're opening with whoa. We're going in. Love y'all so much. So funny. Yes, we're manifesting. We're manifesting. But yeah, so see, like that's, I'm just showing you how you can have playtime. Like you can set little loops. You can mess around with filters. You can set a loop over here and like test things together to, you know, adjust and beat match. And then you can, you know, adjust the BPM. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you can play with these faders, have cool moments. Like I showed y'all, I'm pulling them in and out is fun. And like, you know, like this is all this like a whole oyster that you can shuck. So, I think we'll take it to the main screen here. And I want to check in with everybody. Is everybody following, like feeling like they learned a lot, and like looking like, yeah, like my brain is like so okay, cool. Yeah, I just hope that yes. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so I'm gonna open the floor for some questions. I mean, I'm happy to even talk outside of the technical stuff because we're gonna have a bunch more courses that we'll be dropping and other things that will go deeper into this. So if you wanna just ask me any like general questions about DJing, or just about being in music or starting your own brand and all that stuff, like we can go on that. We can go deep. Let's go deep. Yeah, Dopey wants to go deep. So do I. I love going deep. So if you have anything you want to mention or ask, do you have any tips for advice for posting mixes on SoundCloud? I mean, definitely post them on there. That's a great place to post mixes. I don't necessarily have any tips like besides do a catchy little art piece or something that people might want to hear, start a little mix series. You could have like a playlist on your SoundCloud that's like summer mixtapes, and just like every summer you're like dropping a new mix or something. Like build like a consistency with SoundCloud, I think is probably good. Tips on producing and getting gigs as a complete beginner. You gotta go out there, you gotta learn, and don't be afraid to ask questions and sit with friends that maybe know how to do certain things, and just like get comfortable asking questions and just be excited about it. Like, as someone like that, I've been DJing for 9 years, like when I'm talking to somebody that's like learning to mix or I'm hanging out with, just like seeing their excitement and stuff, it's like you just see the little spark in them and you're like, yes, like they really love this, and like they're listening and they're being humble about it, and like they want to just learn and like take it seriously. Like that is magnetic, is like someone really wants to try and like be a real artist. Like that's cool. Okay, so tips for what gear to use when starting out. There is a Pioneer controller. It is, I'm blanking. Why am I blanking? Do you know what the Pioneer controller name is again? XDJ, yes, sorry. The XDJ, that is a great piece of equipment to start with. It's a great price, and you can connect the USB with it. So it's basically like you're playing on here. So honestly, you could be fine your entire life with just an XDJ and be able to play on CDJs at the club. Can you talk a little bit about how much you, I missed it. Okay, can you talk about how much you base your live set off of what the crowd energy seems to be, or what your move is if you feel like the crowd is not vibing with the set? How much you base your live set off with the crowd? I feel like that's kind of a tough one, because like, yeah, you do need to pay attention to the crowd's energy, but I think mostly if you're focused on keeping your energy good too, and like if you're feeling your music and you're excited to play it and you feel really good about it, like that'll just display, because not everybody on the dance floor is super educated on what they even like. They want to be like, feel something from you. So I think that, you know, I pay attention to the crowd, but I also want to omit my own energy first instead of like following what they're up to. Okay, so how much time do you spend practicing, learning daily, weekly when you're starting out? I would practice DJing. Like I had a full-time job up until like the last 2 years is when I've been, when I got picked up by an agent in management. I have had a full-time job that entire time, always balancing it, because I'm not about to start hating DJing and like being pissed because I'm not getting booked everywhere. People are paying me $100 to DJ. It's like, no, I didn't even care if I was getting paid because I already had money and I was working, but this was like my freedom, my escape. And like, so, you know, I didn't really worry about that, but I lost the question. I was practicing when I went home after work for at least an hour or two. Like, it was fun. Like, some people go home, like eat, like make dinner and watch TV. Like, I would make dinner and I would be DJing. So for me, it was like kind of a nightly thing. And then still to this day, I'm playing music, or I'm looking for music, or I'm making music, doing something music every day. But I definitely prioritize self-care and like your health. So I have my off days too. Those are just important when you are starting out, to take a step back, step away for a bit. It really invigorates and like creates new creative energy. So paying attention to that too. So don't like overdo it, but I mean, in some way I was excited about it every day, trying to do something, but you know. Pointers and tips for building connections in the local scene, etiquette with probably people when you want to ask for a gig. Love that question, Bobby. So pointers and tips for building connections in the local scene. Just be like, honestly, it's cliche, like it's so simple, but be your authentic self. Like, go out, and if you genuinely want to be there and support that party and like see that artist play, like do that, go to those things. Don't force yourself to go out somewhere because you think it's gonna like help you and you don't really like that spot, or you don't really listen to that like style of electronic, you want something a little faster or whatever, don't like force it, you know, but go out and be out in the scene. And, you know, even like if a local bar down the street, they're not playing like house music, and, you know, a lot of people in the area like it, like maybe you could talk to them about starting your own night on a Thursday or something. And then like, you know, just like bringing it up, stuff like that, but like don't overly do it. I feel like I see this often, and like I really appreciate passion and like hunger, but you know, kind of read the room. Like that's what we do as DJs, right? So like if you kind of tell like this isn't the time to like be like, dude, can you play my track? Or like, yo, I want to DJ. Can I put my USB in and can I play too? Like if it's not that kind of vibe, like just feel that out, you know, but like don't hold yourself back too, because there's been some points where I probably should have put my USB in to B2B with someone, and like I knew I could have done it, but I was like nervous because they didn't ask me. But like, you know, so don't like hold yourself back from like being like, no, I'm great. Like I know I could mix in something sick for this party right now, but like, you know, be just like somewhat of reading the room. Don't oversell yourself. It kind of gets like, it's just a little cringy in a sense, you know what I mean? Do you prep your whole set before, or do you do some of it on the fly? A mix of both. When I'm playing big shows like festivals, headlining sets, I like to prepare. At least the first 10 tracks I like to prepare, just so I know like where I'm headed for like the first half hour. And then from there I can just like free flow, because I've gotten to know the crowd. I've seen what kind of got them to tick. So yeah, it's a little bit of both. This makes much more sense than the one at the W Hotel that I got invited to. And when are you doing a show that 9 years can go to? I'm hopefully at Coachella, right? Coachella is all ages, isn't it? That would be fun. We'll do that. Okay, when did you start making your own mixes, and what is the best or favorite program to do in that? I was making my own mixes when I had my Tractor controller, but you can record mixes into Rekordbox, and also there's like a app on your phone that you could record mixes to. It's the DJM recorder app. It's just DJM-REC. So you can like record your mixes into your phone, which you can plug into the decks. And then also you can record it into Ableton, which is somewhere I also recommend, because if you really want to take this seriously and build a career in music, learning Ableton is super important. Or, I mean, I'm not saying like you can't learn like Logic or FL Studios. I just went for Ableton. That's like seeming to be standard in a sense right now. It's been great for when I want to collaborate with people, because we don't have to figure all that out. And then, also, I have found it to be a lot easier for me to record mixes into Ableton from my mixer. And yeah, so those are great places to start. And then I started putting them out. I put out my first mix, I think like 4 months after I started DJing. Yeah, it's still up. It's still up on my SoundCloud. Go to my SoundCloud and go to my Game Time mix, period. Game Time mix still fucks, okay? So, okay, then let's see. Outfit is slay, thank you. Got my thank you guys, appreciate it. Aw. Okay, so the biggest piece of advice when you're just starting out, oh, I love that. Lauren, hi. Biggest piece of advice when you are just starting out, if there's one thing you remember, okay, yes. So if there's like one thing to remember when you're starting out is, like I said, it was the first thing in the beginning, like, why are you doing this? You know? And if you're gonna be like honest with yourself, you're like, I'm doing this because I want to be rich and like fly on the planes and like pull up and, we got bottles and all models and stuff, then it's like, it's going to be probably a rough journey for you, because you're going to have to realize that there's a lot of humps to go over, and like, it's not that easy to get to that level. And so most people burn out and they're over it. But if it's something like, if you can go even deeper than that and find out your why are you doing this? Why? Like, go as deep as you can. Like, for me, there's so many different layers to it, but when I dance, I feel like my most self. Like, I just feel like if I just was supposed to stand still, it'd be like me, just like I love to move and stuff. And so for me, it's like, it's my time to be able to express and be able to dance. And I like to play what makes me dance and makes me feel cool, or what sounds I like, or what's dope, makes me feel sexy, it makes me feel confident, or makes me feel feminine, or makes me feel like I got BDE behind the decks, or whatever, like I really channel in like every like song and get connected to that. And so even when I'm playing to a room of 5 people, or I didn't get booked for that festival that I really wanted, or I see the other DJ that's playing music like me, but like doesn't put out as much music or isn't producing, gets booked for that or stuff, that just doesn't even matter, because I really love doing this and I love playing the music and sharing that and putting it out. And like, there's just something spiritual about music for me too. So yeah, just like find that little thing inside, and the rest will find its way, because we're all intelligent, and DJing is subjective in its way too. Like, there's like, I showed you there's some like basic things you can figure out, but the way I do things and the way I play a track could feel so different from this other person playing it. Like, you could see me playing Om Nom, losing it, and we could have like our energy in our moment, and then you see John Summit playing Om Nom and losing it, and that's a different feeling, and like, that's a different experience. And like, but it's like, it's his track in that moment. This is my track in that moment. You're with me. So it's like, that's what's cool about this, is like, it's about your energy that you're putting out. And that's what I think makes DJs not iPods, and like brings back the real art of DJing. So, oh, yes. Yes, I love everybody's intentions, and like, I'm glad that you can relate, because I think that that's really beautiful, and I'm just glad that we can all connect like this too. Like, I really wish when I did first start out that there was a community like Femme House that I could have been a part of, and I'm so glad that I was a part of Femme House, and like becoming and just starting out and becoming friends with LP and like working together now. And so honestly, it's being a part of Femme House is like, if I could leave you with something too, like, you have this community, you have people you can talk to, people you could ask questions to, reach out to. You guys could like put together a B2B or like some party online, even like a stream, like, there's Femme House, like all this stuff. So it's the community is like, hone in on the community. It makes it fun. And I'm about that plur life. Like, seriously, this is all love here. But I think, that, and that's, yeah, something like, one last thing is like, community is so impactful for DJing. Like I said, I don't have any contacts in the music industry. I don't have any like family or any way in with that. My family's in Nebraska, they're amazing. And I'm not saying that I don't have family, I love them. But like, I don't have this way in. So it's all grassroots, and why I've gotten to where I've gotten, obviously with like, blood, sweat, tears, passion, love, it's the community. It's by sharing my art and connecting with people that feel that same way. And then going to support other people that are doing it as well, and like building with them. And, look at LP, like now I'm the DJ teacher for Femme House, like in LP, like her and I just played in San Diego at Hard Rock, like how sick is that? Like, what the heck? But it's like, we become friends and we work together. So that synergy brought us together even more on like the venues, and promoters are seeing that, and they brought us together like that. So and yeah, my dad was at that show. Shout out Papa Droppinz. He came through. But like, yeah, so stay connected to your family, stay connected to your family always. Call your parents, but like stay in with the community. It's such a beautiful thing, and I do see it often that there's some people that don't want to make friends or wants to seclude themselves, and for me, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So yes, and live streams are really great. Sammy can attest to this. Live streams are great for getting practice and getting your name out there and being a part of the community and showing up and being in this. Like, you know, there's only so many events and bars and stuff. So, but you can literally live stream whenever, and there's all these people that want to connect through music. It's dope. So definitely consider that when you're starting out. That's how I got discovered by an agent, was by live streaming and the music that I made, which I was like afraid to put out because I didn't know what anyone would think. And then I was like, everybody's loving it on my stream. I got the courage to put it out. So it's cool to have a stream, like, and it's fun to get all techie, and the more techie you get, the better you get as a DJ, like, too, you know, but stay intuitive, stay in flow, do all that too, because we love it. Awesome. So I think with that, I'm gonna wrap everything up here, and I just hope that we can all stay in touch. You learned a lot, and if I see you all at any shows, please come up, say hi. I love seeing y'all out. And this weekend, if you're in San Diego, I'm gonna be around the area Saturday night. Portland, I'm coming on Friday with my girl Vanessa, and then my schedule is on Instagram. Check it out. I'd love to see you at a show. And we'll have the recording for this class. I know everyone was kind of wondering about that. So Femme House will be following up. And, you know, I'm going to see you out there. And we're going to keep crushing it, keep the vibes alive, sending you all love, and like keep the dream alive. And you know, like, let's do this. Let's fucking go. Thank you. Thanks.